Good morning, everyone. It's such a beautiful day outside, and I am thanking the Lord. My name is Dr. Thelma Scott, and I'm the founder and the host for Safe Communities Radio Talk Show. And I thank God waking me up this morning because you guys out there listening, remember, tomorrow is not promised to any of us. And I'm so happy to see this beautiful day, and we're going to have a fantastic day today, and I have some awesome guests on today. First of all, I'm going to let my co-hosts introduce themselves, and then we'll have some wonderful guests here today, okay? At this time, Dr. Allen, can you introduce yourself and let them know who you are and what you do, okay?
Okay.
Good
Morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Cynthia Allen. I am a part of Safe Communities, has been for many, many years. Mm-hmm. I am also president and CEO of C. Allen Productions Unlimited, and I also am a licensed insurance pre-need agent. And I'm just excited to be here this morning. I'm glad that we have a lot of guests here in the studio this morning. I can't wait to hear what they have to share with us this morning.
All righty. Thank you so very much. Okay. Our other co-host, she's have a lot to share, you guys. All right.
Good morning, Sunshiners. Happy Monday to everyone. It is an amazing, blessed day today, as always.
Yes, it is.
Yes, and we're looking forward to hearing all our amazing guests here.
Yes.
So I'm Sunshine Rodriguez with Sunshine Personnel Solutions. I specialize in staffing, but above that, I'm a board member, proud board member, and it's an honor to always be a part of Safe Communities, which the collaboration is about blessing students with scholarships from elementary all the way to college, throughout college. And it is a journey with y'all being supportive. It takes a village. I've always said that it takes a village to be able to continue for us to do what we do. We are celebrating 25 years, so round of applause for Safe Communities. Yes.
25 years. Can you
25 years.
Cynthia, been almost all those years.
Yes, and it's challenges, but you know what? Nothing is impossible. As long as we are supportive and collaborate, you know, with one another. And you don't have to have a business to be able to become a member, to be a member, to be a part of Safe Communities. It's only $10 a month. If you're an individual looking to support, $10 a month, $120 per year. If you're looking to introduce your business here with us at Radio Dabang, which we thank Radio Dabang for their support as well.
Yes.
It's $120 to come out and support, and you get the opportunity to introduce yourself. We introduce your logo to the world on social media. We share your information. So we look forward to continue building Safe Communities through y'all, through the amazing work that our Safe Communities partners do, as well as our team. And I look forward to continuing to collaborating. So with that being said, I do have a business, Sunshine Personnel Solutions. I have the opportunity to be able to bless people with employment opportunities versus employers with top-of-the-notch candidates, from office professionals, general to skilled. We're in the oil and gas, manufacturing, industrial, construction, all types of industries. We can staff your one employee, 100 plus employees. So with that being said, keep me in mind for staffing, or if you're looking for a job, trying to transition, or just graduated, have a career in mind, reach out to us. My direct number is 832-863-1090. Our website is www.sunshinepersonnelsolutions.com. So,
all right. Can you tell me a little bit about the events monthly events that you have?
Yes, of course. We have Sunshine Champions Networking Breakfast. We are looking to welcome any startup company, or if you're solo, small business, medium business, large business, come out and introduce your business. We also have the Sunshine's Cocktails and Conversations, Sunshine's Coffee and Connections, which we just had our first amazing Sunshine's and Safe Communities coffee and tea at Mrs. Scott's office. We had an amazing turnout, so I look forward to posting all those pictures, amazing videos and pictures. We had amazing people show up, and we also do workshops throughout the month, which they're complimentary, and it's from catering to someone looking for a job, someone in a career transitioning, someone creating a resume, to a business owner trying to elevate to the next level. So we have amazing opportunities, and it's just always an honor and pleasure to be a part of Safe Communities and to bring my time and also my wealth of knowledge, because we all have knowledge, we all have abilities and skills that we can bring us together as family.
Okay.
So, thank you, Ms.
Give them your number and website again.
Yes,
in case they're
of
looking for a
course.
job. Okay.
My phone number is 832-863-1090. Once again, the number is 832-863-1090. Website, www.sunshinepersonnelsolutions.com. And on another note, I'm part of the National Association Minority Contractor. Shout out to them. I'm part of their board, and it's just amazing how people are building our Houston city through amazing subcontractors and amazing people. We are always welcoming non-members as well as our members. Shout out to everyone that puts their energy, their time to grow our city. There's so much opportunity. I've always said collaboration over competition.
Yes.
And it is a privilege for me to be sitting here, to be a part of Ms. Scott's team. And I want to continue building safe communities through the amazing people that we have partnership, as well as the people that will continue building with us. So once again, Sunshine Rodriguez here. And thank you, Ms. Scott, for all you do. Last month, we celebrated the cancer survivors, and Ms. Scott is one of them. So once again, a round of applause for her.
Thank God. Yes, I thank God every day for His blessings for me to just keep going. But I did have a rough year, 2024, but 2025 is going to be my year.
And no one noticed.
No one noticed. Okay. At this time, I do serve on the board for Brazoria County, and I'm working with Better Brazoria. That's the town I grew up in, you guys. That's my hometown. I grew up there from a little girl to about 13 years old. And I am so involved with environment and climate justice. That means a lot. But I'm going to turn it over to Miss Melanie, and Miss Melanie's going to tell you a little bit about her and going to tell you about what's coming up on next Saturday that we're collaborative partnering with. And then we'll let our other partner that's here from Freeport talk about it a little bit. Okay? Mr. Melanie, can you pull the mic to your phone and tell them your name? Pull it off. You have to pull it all the way up. It's, because they said we don't get close enough to the mic. No, you have to pull it up a little closer. Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, you pull it up. Yeah, gotta get. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Welcome.
Go ahead.
So, good morning. I thank Dr. Scott for inviting Manning and I to come all the way from Freeport, Texas.
Yeah, give my hand. Yeah. Thank y'all so much for coming.
And again, I'm Melanie Oldham. I'm executive director of a nonprofit organization, Frontline Environmental Group called Better Brazoria, Clean Air and Water. We actually started back in 2008. We were Citizens for Clean Air, Clean Water in Brazoria County.
Right.
In 2022, we became a nonprofit, and our DBA now is Better Brazoria.
Right.
We have a great board, including Dr. Scott, who's on our board, and we're having a board meeting later today.
Right.
We are going to have an event. It's the Brazoria County Community Fun Bash
Here it is right here.
in the park.
In the park. Yeah.
And again, Freeport's a small town, about 10,000 people. We have beautiful beaches, rivers nearby. We have birding. But we also are surrounded by industry. We have Dow Chemical, BASF, Freeport LNG, 29 industrial-type companies. And so Better Brazoria, basically, we try to educate people in our community about the various public health, environmental issues. And I'm a retired physical therapist of 41 years. And so public health is really important. Back in 2017, 2018, I helped the Texas Department of State Health do a cancer cluster study in southern Brazoria County. Unfortunately, we have still 8 types of cancer, higher than to be expected, including one of the forms of childhood leukemia. But we have partnered with, you'll meet Manning soon, the executive director of Freeport Haven.
Yes.
Dr. Scott, who's with Safe Communities, and myself with Better Brazoria are sponsoring this event on September 13th, which is coming up soon. Again, everything is
In fact,
free.
next Saturday.
Exactly.
Put it on
Next
your calendar, everybody
Saturday.
out there listening. Next Saturday, it's coming up, okay?
But our groups have been meeting for several months, organizing, and we hope this will be a fun educational event. We're going to have speakers. We're going to have speakers, 2 or 3 from each organization, including youth. We really believe, in mentoring
The youth, yes.
Because some of us are, I call adult, more, senior or elders as far as activists. I consider myself an environmental activist and a public health advocate.
Yes.
So this event, I'll let Manning go into more details, but it's going to have music and it'll be family friendly, a lot of events for children. We're going to have a water slide, bounce house, face painting, a hula hoop contest, which Dr. Scott said she would participate in.
Right.
No, I'm going to run it. I ain't going to hula. I'm going to run it, but I ain't going to hula.
You know,
And we'll have line dancing led by Dr. Sandra Scott and Dominique.
Free haircuts. But I was telling them, the kids, everybody keep asking me, they're going to be boots on the ground. I said, listen, you need to talk to Sandra Scott and Don. They're boots on the ground. I don't do boots on the ground. I don't know where they are, right? But they're going to find the boots on the fly. They always ask me, Miss Scott, what are those fans at? I said, I don't know.
And,
But it's going to be a lot of fun, you guys. So come out and enjoy it.
the last thing is tabling. We're going to, each organization and other nonprofits will have a table. So we're going to have information about our local campaigns.
Right. And everybody's going to have a table. Sunshine's going to bring her stuff out. Her son is going to be one of the haircuts. He's doing free haircuts. He's an entrepreneur, you guys, so he'll be finding for him a scholarship for Safe Community next year because he's an entrepreneur. And he's been doing it since in the 8th grade, isn't he? 7th, 8th grade? He's been doing it for 7th grade. Okay. Wow. Okay. Executive Director, Mr. Manning, all right?
well, good.
Take it over.
Well, good morning.
No, you got to bring up. You got to come up here and talk.
Well,
Don't
good
really hear
morning.
you, okay?
My name is Manning Rollison. I'm from the city of Freeport, Texas.
Okay.
I am the.
And again, let's give them a hand. They drove all the way up. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah, thank you.
And they was on time, you guys. So thank y'all. I'm saying that because my host has been late, but guess what? They're not gonna be late anymore. They're gonna be they're gonna be on time. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
And Manning drove pretty close
They're gonna
to
be
the
on time.
speed.
They're gonna be on time next week, okay?
You know how it goes.
But I love them, you guys. I can't do this without them.
We
I
always
love them.
late for something, to be honest. But I am the director and the founder of Freeport Haven for Environmental Justice.
Right.
And the reason why I picked Freeport Haven for Environmental Justice is because after the expansion project that they decided to take the Negro Reservation in the city of Freeport, Texas, to do the expansion for the port of Freeport, I am the complainant with the Title VI lawsuit against the city of Freeport and port of Freeport for the segregation order that was given in 1932 and the investments that they have not done back into the community.
Right.
Where our children are highly impacted with industrial chemicals, industrial leaks, a lack of housing for 57 years, a lack of growth within our city for 57 years, a lot of taxation to build out toxic industries in the community, but we see no return on our dollars. So when we have little functions like this for the children, they really need it. Because as the children grew up in my time in the community, there was hard to have school supplies or a brand new pair of shoes or a backpack, something like that. But to give back to the community is giving back to yourself.
Right.
So I look as I give to my community and push hard against my elected officials because of my children in the long run. They're the generation that's coming after me.
Right.
And what I do today and what we all do today, it's going to be affecting our children in the future.
Right.
So I am a loudmouth, and I am not liked by no elected official in my county or my city. But at the end of the day, they understand that I demand respect and I demand there's consequences for when you make promises.
Right. And don't keep the promises.
And don't keep them. And that's the whole thing. We have 57 years of non-growth, but taxation. But yet our city have not shown a return in 57 years. It's like a poverty city. You
Right,
go
it
to
is.
a lot of the areas, like they did Acres Home and the different African American areas
and all
that
those
they did
areas.
over here in Houston. They did that in Freeport. They did that to historical neighborhoods. They forced them there, then they turn around and then invest for decades. And then they turn around and take it. And where did the promise come from for the elected officials to tax us all these years? To make a promise that our life will be better. As a United States Army veteran that swore an oath in 1979.
Give him a hand, he's better. Thank you.
All right.
And I did honor him last year as one of our honorary veterans that we honor
I
every
can
month.
truly say, America has not kept its promises.
Okay.
You know, even as a descendant of a slave, America still haven't kept its promises.
Right.
But one thing that we can do is keep promises to our children.
Right.
That they can succeed in life, whatever they put their mind to.
Right.
You know, we give money for everything else. Giving $100 here or $500 here or $1,000 here is nothing to the future that a child can have.
Right.
When they, you know, it's there for them. We want to always have it there for them. I'm a very emotional person because I don't like, you know, it just depends on what I'm talking about. I can come straight out, but when I'm talking to something about that's
Right.
so passionate to me because,
Right.
you know, out of everything, I trust and believe in my Lord and Savior, Jesus
Right.
Christ.
Yes.
Everything that is done, God has designed us for us,
Right.
us to do it.
Yes,
and
he
he
does.
said he'll never put no more on us than we can bear.
No more.
And he said the steps of a good man is ordered by him. So
Right.
everything is already as
Right.
designed by God. It's just
Right.
that we follow it. So I try to obey and just do the
Right.
best I can and be a servant. And that's what I am, a servant.
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you, Mandy, so much because I know you've lost quite a few family members there in Freeport and live there. I know my family lives there as well. Has been there for years and all. So I know it's very emotional to see them and the community is not growing, right? And there's so much money in that little town that's not being spread around. But it's a lot of money in that little town.
You know, reading
So-
your story, reading your story about how you been battling cancer
Right,
for quite a long time.
right.
My mom did that.
Right.
My mom battled cancer, but she lost to cancer.
Right. This.
You know,
Well, she had
and
breast cancer?
she had breast cancer. She
Okay.
had both augmentations
Right.
until it got to the point where both her legs got cut off.
Right.
But she was a diabetic at the same time
At
too.
the same time, right.
So I lost my mom,
Mm-hmm.
my grandmom, my little cousin Betty, Erin, Staten, quite a few young people.
Right.
My family's gone from the era that we live in.
Right.
But there's no accountability. That's the
Right.
problem.
Right.
There's no accountability, and how can any toxic agents that blow up in the community stay within that facility
Right. Okay.
when it's not enclosed?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And, you know, to find out that our government is complicit into poisoning our community when we know foreign governments
Right.
is supporting and building this and financing this. So as a veteran, I look at it, where are you protecting us as American citizens
Right.
if foreign countries can toxically poison us and sicken our readiness?
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Right.
it's
Can you tell us a little bit about what we celebrated June 8th? Because a lot of people don't really even understand that. No, they don't really know what happened.
June
June
8th of
of
2022. There was an
2022, yes.
explosion in the city of Freeport, Texas. And
How did you
it
find
was-
out about it, though? How did you
Well, actually, I was in my yard mowing the grass
Right.
when I heard the boom, but I didn't hear any warnings or any sirens like they normally do. If Dow had a leak or something, you can hear a siren way in the far. But L&G, we didn't hear no sirens at all.
Right.
Didn't find out till the 6 o'clock news that there was an explosion
Right.
in my community, and I was outside, you know, mowing in my yard. And my wife said that, hey, baby, the house shaking, you know,
Right.
and she heard it in the house where they heard it all the way in the next, and about 2 cities over in Lake Jackson. It shook the Dow building.
Right.
So this explosion it impacted the community.
Right.
And my concern is the leaders that we elect, the commissioners that we elect, sit back and praise these industries when they have willfully dumped on the community,
Right.
willfully did not take care of their financial responsibility,
Right.
but then they let them get away with toxically poisoning the community. So many organizations like Earthworks and Friends of the Earth made reservations for me to go to Germany and to
Right.
go to Japan, and
Right.
I sat down because I wanted to know were there any contingency plans
Right.
that the insurance companies is accountable to deliberate dumping in the community.
Right.
So the insurance companies in Japan and insurance companies in Germany and the government officials and bankers sat down and said, yes, there's a contingency plan, but your government have to request these contingency plans
Right.
when there is a financial responsibility that they didn't take of willful dumping.
Right.
So I've been trying to connect with County Judge Matt Sylvester, Jay Burmage, who is my precinct, the city of Freeport. I've talked to everyone possible that's in my elected officials in this 14th congressional district, 27th, 4th to 17th House, and each person will not return a call. So my thing is if and when that I go back to Japan, I am requesting them that they start paying full contingencies to the
Right.
citizens of Freeport, because our governmental structure is not doing anything to get the people compensated. Do you know, as you, Dr. Scott, went through cancer treatment, you know the cost of those things.
Right.
So if someone deliberately poisoning you and there's a contingency to help you take care of those
Right.
medical costs, shouldn't you have that?
Yes.
And that's my key right there. You ask to operate in our communities. You come here, you pollute and dump, and then you not responsible for the adverse effects that happens to the population. That is rude and that is wrong, and we shouldn't stand for that. So thank you again.
Something about that. So there's a lot of community events in regards to these matters.
Right.
This is where we come through. We had to be visible to get
Right.
that credibility. We had to show up. We had to speak up. It's not just about, well, what could have been done,
Right.
what can be done. We have to show up to those events
Right.
to support and to
Right.
speak up, because everyone has an opinion. It's not about being political, but it's about what's currently happening in our world, in our
The
city.
bottom line,
Yes.
man, at bottom line, Sunshine, the bottom line is saving lives.
Yes.
That's the bottom line.
Yes.
Saving lives.
Saving lives.
Because a lot of people don't know what you're breathing in the air. You don't know what's in the air, right? Because you have to know that methane is in the air. And it's clear. You can't see it, but it's detrimental to your health, right?
And
Right.
and we know in
Okay.
Freeport area, it's like a chemical soup, I call it.
Right.
And most health professionals, we don't know the health effects. We just know after it accumulates in your body.
Right.
Unfortunately, some people get cancer, respiratory problems, premature heart attacks. But what we do with Better Brazoria and Freeport Haven, we encourage people, you know, youth especially, and others to go to our local governmental meetings,
Right.
city council, school board,
Right.
commissioners meeting. And we have the youth go, and Manning does a great job speaking at our Freeport City Council meeting.
Right.
We got to speak up, and we got to work with our youth. That is the key. You know, we are public health environmental advocates. And there are some good people in industry that are trying to improve things, but they won't unless we put pressure on them
Right.
by speaking out, speaking up on public health, environmental issues. But you know, we got it. Actually, I've been doing this since 2008 when I could concentrate on environmental public health issues, and there has been slight improvement in southern Brazoria County. We still have a long ways to go,
Right.
because of pollution in our air, water, and soil.
Right.
But speaking up, speaking out, and trying to mentor other, especially younger people.
Right.
But
yeah,
our-
that's the only way it's going to change.
Our biggest environmental, other than toxic poison, our big environmental issue is housing.
Right.
And it's been one issue for decades. The homes that's being rented to the people in our community, we had family members die because of living in the house. And we have
The
no,
mold.
no, if you living in houses that you have slumlords, and that's all over, and they cover the symptom, they does not fix it. So the Freeport Haven is about building safe,
Housing.
quality housing and community. Freeport hasn't built the community in 57 years.
Right.
How's that a progressive city if you don't have a tax base? We need the homes because the people are sick from homes that was built 100 years ago. They just being refurbished. And then you look at the climate disasters that we're having. We're having a 100-year storm every year. We're having a 100-year flood every year. So that impacts these homes. And when it comes to the insurance companies not want to do their part that you
Right.
pay for the whole time that you insuring them, and then it comes back, they can't help you because prior cosmetic problems, then at the end of the day, that's a part of what she's talking about today when it comes to health care.
Okay, go
And
ahead.
excuse me, I want to say something about that also, because I come from a small town in East Texas,
Right.
and people out there that don't have well water. My dad has well water. He's 89 years old.
Right.
Everybody else out there, most of the people that don't have well water, have died from some sort of cancer.
Right. Some sort of.
And they're still dying out there. And the water is so nasty. This is where we need to get these political people that we're
Well,
putting
speaking
in
up.
office. We need to get them involved in stuff. Now, 4 miles away is a little small town
Right.
where it's actually more whites. But down off the other area, where 4 miles away now, these black people in this area, none of them that don't have well water, they're all dying of some sort of cancer, and that's been proven.
Right.
But
You got to
you
get
know,
the
we
people
gotta
out there
get our
because if they don't
officials
know
and
about it,
people-
they're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
You got to get them out there.
yeah,
You got to get them out
and
there
we
so
need
they
to
can see
get
what's
people
going on.
involved.
Yeah.
But this
They
like
got to speak
there's a
up.
lost
Speak
community.
up. Yeah, but they got to speak up.
Yeah.
People have.
They gotta
They have
speak
to
up.
speak at these permitting meetings when these
Right.
industries come and say, well, we need to increase the dumping in the water.
Right.
How can you increase to something that you totally keep on increasing the dumping when you said from the beginning in the contract, we cannot exceed this, but then you turn around 3 years later and say, let's increase it another 60 or 30%. So now you are deliberately poisoning the water because you got to look at the Sutton, you got to look at the soil at the bottom. It runs right along with the current. So that toxin is in the ground. It's in the mud. So actually the continuously allow toxic dumping in the river, this is what happens with our water aquifer. It contaminates it. And you get these, like Reservoir Water Authority says that we tested, but how is it possible you still have these particulars still into the water that's causing these high impacts with diseases in the city? So the water problem with allowing the industries to continuously dump in the river on top of the maximum that they're dumping, and we say that TECQ holds them accountable. That's not true.
Right.
When you report any incident to TECQ, it takes 3 or 4 days for them to come. At that time, what can you detect? Because you wait too long for the
Right.
response. You know.
And they tell these people that this water is actually coming out brown. Most of the people, a lot of them, they buy the bottled water.
Right.
But that's no good because if you're taking a bath in this water and you're washing your clothes, it's still getting into your system.
Get into his system.
So
It's,
you still,
this is
it's a win. It's no
very,
win situation.
very important conversation, you guys. But we got to speak up. We got to keep it going, and that's what they're going to be talking a lot about this on next Saturday about environment and climate justice. It's so important to talk about it because if you go to a person that don't understand it, they're not going to know what you're talking about. So you have to educate them on it because a lot of people don't know what EPA is, right? They don't know what TCEQ is, what you're talking about. So you can't talk about those acronyms if we hadn't educated the people, right?
That's
they have
right.
to know what they are. So
Yes, ma'am.
that's what we do. We educate them about it. We know, right? But the general public may not know what those were. They know what EPA is, TCEQ. But it has to do with environmental and climate justice. It's about saving lives. So thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you so much. That was very, very educational, and I hope people out there was listening.
Well,
very
thank you,
informative.
Doctor.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank
much.
you for inviting us. I just
Thank
wanted
you,
to
sir.
say real quick, my
Okay.
late dad always said, Melanie, don't just gripe, but come up with solutions.
Right,
And it's amazing, our community members, when we get together, we can come up with solutions to make, we want quality of life and we deserve it,
Right.
everyone.
Yeah, because everybody don't know, but it's your right to breathe clean air, drink clean water, and live in a healthy and safe environment always. I teach it to my kids 12 months out of the year. It's your rights. We educate you that those are your rights. All righty. Thank you guys so much for coming from Better Brazoria and also Freeport Haven. Thank you guys so much, and I'll be seeing you guys on Saturday morning.
Well, I
All
thank
right.
you very much, and you brings a smile on my face
Always.
every time I see you. So God bless you
Yeah.
too.
Thank you guys
Thank
so
you,
much.
Dr. Scott. You're my mentor and hero.
Okay. Thank you. We're going to have our other guests to come up at this time and talking about mental health, you guys. I don't know if you out there listening know that September is International Mental Health Month. So we're going to be talking about mental health. It's so important to talk about mental health. So can our two mental health guests come up, and we're going to let them talk a little bit about it. And Pauline, you come over here and stand with her. And Stephen, you get over here and stand by Maribel. And you guys have to get your stuff together. We're going to talk about mental health. And it's so important. We focus on mental health with Safe Communities every month, especially hidden mental health, because this is something that you don't realize that the kids are going through because they can hide it. You don't know. I had one of our students to try to commit suicide in May of this year. Okay, you guys, we're back from our break. Now we're going to talk a little bit about mental health, because September is International Mental Health Month. So the rest of this month, you guys, we're going to be talking about mental health. We're also going to continue to talk about breast cancer, colon cancer, lung cancer, whatever cancer you have. We're inviting you to come on the show and tell your story, because everyone has a story. So still going to be honoring people that has survived cancer, okay? So at this time, I'll turn it over to Maribel. She's going to introduce her guest, okay? Okay, go ahead, Miss Maribel.
Yes, so I want to welcome Stephen Thomas. He is my guest, and we have been colleagues, friends for many years already, and it's such a pleasure and honor to have you join us. He's with the mental health industry, so definitely he's very well known for that and has amazing knowledge in regards to it. So,
Okay.
take it away, Mr. Stephen.
Take it away, Mr. Stephen.
Thank you for having me here.
Okay.
And Dr. Scott and the team, it's amazing to
Right.
meet like-minded people that have the same mindset.
Yes,
It's about the village.
it is. It takes a
mental
village.
health, yeah, exactly. Mental health is real.
Right,
It's
is.
still the big elephant in our community,
It
especially in
is.
the brown and black community.
Right.
So our goal is to educate
Right.
and to let our people know it's okay to get help. COVID set everybody backwards.
Yes.
That's why we had a high rate of divorce, child abuse, and domestic violence.
Right.
My company is United Human Services,
Right.
and we figured a way to actually take away the challenges that our community have was, how do I pay for this?
Right.
And we figured out that they can pay for the services through Medicaid.
Right.
It helps Medicaid for you to address these issues
Right.
at an infant stage, then it escalates where they end up in a hospital where it costs
Right.
them more. So still, with that being said, our families are still skeptical about
Right.
mental health.
Right.
So
Mental health.
our goal, or my goal, is to go to the community, talk to the people, let them know it's okay. And our
It's
kids
okay
are-
not to be okay.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. So it's all hands on deck.
Right.
That's our philosophy, and our goal as a company is,
Right.
if you don't love and care
Right.
about these kids and the family, you can't be a part of our team.
That's right. You can.
You can't do
Yeah.
that. So
Right.
compassion, the love, the care, and everything, especially our kids.
Right.
Our kids are looking for someone to say, "You're beautiful, you're amazing, we care."
We
They're
care,
looking for
yeah.
that
And
care, they're looking for it.
encouragement, right, encouragement.
And once they feel that you have compassion and you have that love and genuine care for them, they will draw to you.
Right.
They will tell you things that's going on.
Right.
So we try to tell our parents, please,
Right.
you can't do it alone. When we grew up, we had a village.
Right.
That village was not there. It's no longer there anymore.
Right.
So we are the village now, trying to rebuild that village that's been broken. you know.
Right.
And I work with schools, and I see more grandparents
Right.
coming to coffee with the principal. Almost 90%.
They're raising their grandkids.
Exactly. It shouldn't be like that.
Right.
Yeah. So we've been collaborating over the years. Anything
Right.
mental health, she'll reach out to me. You know, she'll reach out to me, and I have my number out there, and I've had the number for 20-something years.
Right,
And people say,
okay.
"You're crazy giving out your personal number." I said, "No, it's a mission.
All right. It
It's
is.
a mission. It's a mission." So
It's that love and care.
Yes, you have to have that. So when I met with Dr. Scott and we finally met each other in person, I said, wait a minute, what a coincidence.
Right.
You know, from Saturday to Sunday and
Right.
today, you know. So when I was
Right.
asked to come here, I said, I have to show up here. And I met my one amazing sister. She spoke Saturday at the event.
Yes.
And here we saw
Here
each other
you
again, you know. So I told her, I need to connect with her. I need to connect with her.
Yeah,
and
right.
she's right here,
Right.
you know. So I truly appreciate you bringing
Right.
this to the forefront.
Yeah, you have to.
We can't continue to hide mental health. And
Right.
like I tell parents, it's like when you buy a car, whether it's used or new, they tell you every 3,000 miles you have to do what? Take it in for checkup.
For checkup,
You
right.
know, if you don't, it's going to cost you more in
More.
mechanic repair.
Right.
Same thing with mental health.
You got to talk about it.
You got to talk about it. You know, so when we were talking about it on Saturday, and you've gone through challenges, it's a lot.
Right.
But you're still standing firm. You're still
Yes.
trying to show love and share
Right.
what you have to the
Right.
community, and
To the
that's
community,
what I
yeah.
tend to do.
Yes.
You know, so I'll tell people you can call me or reach me at any given time. And if I can hear the phone, I'll pick up. Send me a text, I'll respond. You know, accordingly, exactly. You know, and we say, well, how do you separate the scam calls? I said, I take every call. Because I don't know which call is important and what's not.
What's not right. So
Yes,
take all the
exactly. So I take everything. So
Right.
it's great that we're talking about it.
Right.
And we're doing something, not just talking about it, we're actually going into the community
And doing
to let
something
them know
about it,
it's
yeah.
okay. Because some of our parents don't know what to do.
Reaching out to the community.
Yes.
It's very important.
It's
to
very
reach out to the
important,
community.
you know, and I'm
Right.
glad the media is talking about mental health now.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I remember my time when I was growing up.
They didn't talk about
They
it.
didn't talk about it. And I
was a
tell
hush,
people,
hush thing,
It's
right?
hush thing.
You
And you
talk
see
about-
Uncle Ray was acting, oh, don't mind Uncle Ray. That's how Uncle Ray. Well, that's mental health.
That's mental
You know,
health.
nobody knew what to do, but now
Right.
we do.
We do.
You know, we try to educate our community, our kids. The phone that we have, social media is a blessing and a curse.
Right.
Our kids don't know the difference.
Right.
You know, for me, I see things on social media. At my age, I try to understand, is this real or is this fake?
Right.
But the kids, everything is real for them.
Everything.
And everything, you know, so
Everything.
it's a challenge, and I love talking about mental health.
Yeah.
So do everyone on this table, because we're losing our community.
We are.
We are losing our community,
Yeah.
both adults and
With mental
children.
health, right.
You know, so the more we talk about it and say, no, we shouldn't be a taboo, shouldn't be a stigma.
Right.
It's okay to get help.
It's okay.
You know, and I've talked to moms that say, I don't know what to do. I'm lost, because we have a lot of single moms out there.
Right.
They don't have that support system.
They don't have the
So
support
when I do
system, yeah.
events and they talk to me, I give them a hug. They say, well, you know, I'm glad I came to this event. You know, I see the same thing that I went through as a child. I see that in my children.
Right.
And I'm going to sign up my kid to get this help, because I want to break that circle.
Right.
You know, and that brings tears to my heart when I see that, and I
That's
give them a hug. I say,
important. Yes.
It takes courage for a mom to say, I
Yeah.
need help.
Yeah.
You know, it takes for fathers to say, I need help. It takes
Right.
courage. So mental health is real. A lot of our kids, a lot of our adults are going through depression, anxiety. And you watch these young kids, there's a lot of anger.
It's a lot.
There's a lot of anger. You wonder, you should be enjoying your youth, your childhood.
Right.
But most of the kids don't have the same opportunity that we had. The mom, the dad, the grandpa, the uncles, and the aunts, we don't have that unity anymore. So they turn to the school to give them that support system. And they're getting that support system,
Right.
but they need more.
But they need more.
They need more. And that's where we come together. It doesn't matter red, white, blue. It doesn't matter. We need more. It's a village. You know, and
It
I used
takes
to
a
give-
village,
It
yes,
takes
it
a
does.
village.
Yes, it
You
does.
know, and I used to give people an example. Let's say we have 4 parents and we all have 5 kids.
Right.
You know, and I didn't raise my kids the right way. You know, and you all have kids like graduates, doctors, engineers. If my kid get into a situation, you know, my kids don't know how to have a conflict resolution. What would they do? There's a
Right.
fight and they'll kill. You know what I'm saying? But exactly. So when you see my kids struggling, say, Stephen, I see you're struggling. Do you need help?
Right.
I have to say yes. Because when we have all 20 kids grew up in a safe environment,
Right.
then we can actually be a complete village.
Right.
And that's what we're fighting for.
Right.
Yes. So it's an amazing field.
Okay.
It's a challenging field, but we can do it.
Okay,
We
let
can
them
do
know
it.
how to get in contact with you.
Well,
Okay.
if you want to reach me, like I said, I'll give you my number.
Okay.
And once again, my number, it's 713-446-9677.
Okay.
Like I said, I've had that number for almost 29 years.
Okay.
And please call.
What, do you have a website? Then go to your website.
Yes, you can go into UnitedHumanServices.com and reach
What's
out
it,
to us.
Texas what?
United Human Services.
United Human Services.
Yes,
Everybody got it?
.com. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. You can reach us that way. Go ahead.
Thank
We'll
you.
also post our guest information on our Safe Community social media platform.
Yes.
So I'll make
Yes.
sure of that.
Okay.
Great. That'd be nice. And
All right.
it's something, and thank you for actually putting this form together here. And
All
we are
right.
here talking about it. And I love it. I've learned a lot. I realize that the need is in
still learning.
I'm still learning. It's a
Still
process. My dad say, as long as you live, you'll continue to learn if you're
Right.
willing to learn.
And like what you do.
Exactly.
My husband always said this, and I always talk about it. My husband said, if you love your job, what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Exactly. And that's
so
true.
We're not working because I love my job
Yes.
and you love yours, so we don't work.
Oh, I love it.
We play. We play. We
I
don't
love
work.
it, Dr. Scott, because
right.
I drive around Harris
I love
County,
it.
Fort
I
Bend
do too.
County.
I love it.
driving.
Because I know it like the back of my hand. I
Yes,
know
ma'am.
it, and I love it.
You know?
Okay. At this time, we're going to turn over to our other guests, and we're going to let Pauline come up to the mic, and she's going to introduce her guest this here. Pauline is one of our behind-the-scene workers, but she's like our committed to help us to raise funds behind the scenes. So she's been with us for at least about 10 years working behind the scenes. So I asked her to come today to introduce the guest a guest of hers today. So she's going to introduce her, tell a little bit about her and everything. So a little bit about you first, okay?
Hi, I'm Pauline Clement of Pauline Clement Associates, and I just want to say thank you to Miss Thelma Scott, Dr. Scott,
Okay.
because she is one of the greatest community relations persons that we have here in Houston, Texas. She really is. She
Right.
really is. And so I just want to say thank you to her for all these opportunities that she gives many organizations and many
Right.
individuals to come and have a voice
Yes.
to the community. And at this time, I'm going to introduce Miss Antoinette. She is with an organization called A Bold Story Never Ends, and
Right.
she is also another great community asset that we have. And so I'm going to let her take over.
Okay. All right.
All right, thank you all. It's definitely a
Thank
pleasure
you for
to be
being
here
here. Thank you
today.
for being here
for the
again.
invitation.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So as Pauline said, my name is Antoinette Weaver. I am
Okay.
the executive director as well as a co-founder of A Bold Story Never Ends.
Okay.
A little of my background is I was a teacher.
Okay.
And through my work with my students, I understood the importance and the impact of their mental health and how
Yes.
it was transitioning into
Right.
their academic abilities. And so
Right.
I started to pursue my master's in counseling.
Okay.
And so I became a school counselor. I was a school counselor for 9 years.
Okay.
But simultaneously, I was working on my clinical hours so that I
Right.
could become a professional counselor.
Okay,
And
wonderful.
so I have been a licensed professional counselor since
Right.
2013.
Right.
I became a supervisor in 2024.
Okay.
And so throughout my journey, I was a young mom. That's actually how Pauline and I met.
Right.
I had my son Cameron when I was 16 years old.
Oh,
And
okay,
so
yeah.
throughout my life, like I said, I was trying to grow as a woman
Right.
while also raising my 2 kids. And
Right.
so Cameron was always, I always played it safe.
Right.
However, Cameron, he came out of the womb with just this a big personality. He was always, yes, he was always, trying to do more,
Right.
trying to encourage me and
Right.
all of those things. But
Right.
unfortunately, on July 13, 2020, we lost Cameron to suicide.
Okay.
And so my son Cameron, yes, he was 29 years old
Oh,
at the
right,
time,
exactly,
and
right.
shortly after Pauline came to me and she was like, Antoinette, you need to start a nonprofit.
Right.
And I looked at her like, what are you talking about? A nonprofit? I am not a business person.
You have time for all that.
Education. But not only that, but I was also struggling with, would I stay in therapy? Because I just lost my son to suicide. Exactly. And Cameron and I were very close. Like I said, we practically grew up together.
Right.
And he would always tell me, like in the last couple of years, as he was dealing with his anxiety and depression, he was like, Mom, I don't need a therapist. I just need you.
Right.
And so that was always a struggle because I tried to get him. I was like, you need a professional.
Right.
I'm going to always be here for you.
Always.
I'm going, there's not going to be a time that you ring my phone when I won't answer, but you still need someone else. You need, that professional.
That professional person.
And later I did find out that he was pursuing someone, but he struggled with that because we were in the middle of COVID.
Right.
He had an issue connecting with someone that accepted his insurance.
Right. Okay.
And getting an appointment.
Okay.
Or meeting with someone face to face. So,
to talk to.
Yeah.
Right.
So he was definitely working towards that, but I, as his mom, was carrying that burden of I was supposed to be the one to save him.
To save him.
Right. And so, so I had to channel all of that energy and effort into something because I couldn't let his death be without meaning and purpose. And so about 2 years later, A Bold Story Never Ends was formed. My daughter Aaliyah, my sister Avis, and I sat down in my dining room table, and we're like, okay, we're going to do this, and what are we going to call it?
Right.
And Aaliyah came up with the name A Bold Story Never Ends because
that's
we
wonderful.
believe that Cameron's story was a bold one, and it will never end because we will make sure that his legacy continues and the work continues in his name. So so that's the work we've been doing since 2016.
Can you tell us what you guys do with Bold Story That Never Ends? What you guys do?
Yes, so we're mental health focused. We started out with education and awareness because that's key. Like we said, we have to keep the conversation going. We have to destigmatize. We have to make suicide, everyday conversation. It's still taboo. You'll get blocked on social media if you talk about it. And so, and again, because of my guilt and shame, I hid the fact that Cameron died by suicide for almost a year. Only the immediate family knew. We were in the middle of COVID.
So you didn't want to talk about it, right?
Right. And so everyone assumed he passed by from COVID. But that ate me up because one, I'm not ashamed of my son.
No.
And never have been. And so the fact that I was hiding that felt that I was dishonoring his story.
His story, right.
And then also, would I have had that same guilt or shame if it were COVID?
Right.
And so it became important for me to be able to take my power back and talk about our story.
Right.
And then, there were rumblings going around about why it happened because he was in Huntsville at the time. So he had just gone through a breakup. And so it was said that he died by suicide because of the breakup. That was only a smart component of it.
Wow. That's a smart.
That's not. Exactly. So I had to come out. Exactly. And so I had to come out and tell, our truth. I today still don't know exactly why he chose that day and what the reasons were, but I also know that he battled Crohn's disease for, since he was 17 years old.
So he was dealing with some things.
And it caused arthritis symptoms. So he was in constant pain between the Crohn's and the arthritis.
Right.
Again, he a genetic link of depression and anxiety. His dad and I were in the process of getting divorced,
Okay, so all that. That's a lot going on.
And so even though his dad lived in his house all his childhood, they didn't necessarily have the relationship that he would have liked. So it was much more.
So they didn't communicate like they should have.
Exactly. Right. So it was much bigger, and I needed the world to know that, and not just for Cameron, but for everyone
out there
who's struggling, because we can't make assumptions about what people are thinking. And Cameron went to work that morning. He was a juvenile probation officer. He went in. He was in court that morning.
All right.
Asked for the afternoon off, and then an hour later he was gone.
Right.
You know, so we definitely have to talk about it. So that's the work
But
that
we have
we're
to
doing.
be able to recognize the signs.
the signs and symptoms,
Because they're
and
dealing with hidden mental health. You can't see it, but you have to
Exactly.
know what they. But you have to know what they're going through. You have to
exactly,
know,
and
yeah.
it doesn't look the same. You know,
Right.
not everyone is promoting that I'm thinking about
Right.
killing myself.
They don't.
They're not. They don't appear depressed. They
Right.
don't appear
And
anxious.
the mental breakdowns.
Right.
All of a
Yes.
sudden, what can trigger them
Right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
to lead you to doing so?
To doing
Yeah, so that's the work we're doing. We're providing education. I also just recently retired from my full-time job and throwing myself completely into a bold story. So I'm going to also start to incorporate some of the clinical services.
Right.
We are, of course, one of our biggest focus is men's health because there are so many support for women. We talk about it. It's very commonplace, but men are suffering in silence.
He's trying to get
As
some.
well, and
Yes.
and it's bigger on the men's side because of the ego and the I'm the man, I have the power.
Exactly.
Yes.
Especially, in our communities because we're told if you're strong, you don't cry. You know,
you're a
you don't
man,
get
you're a
man.
boy.
Yeah, exactly.
don't
The
cry.
man,
boys don't
men,
cry.
what they say, men don't cry.
Exactly. Exactly.
So we're gonna come together and support
Yes.
each other.
Yes,
I
collaboration.
come a part of you, and you come a part of mine.
Yes.
But at this time,
Definitely.
before we close out, we got about 6 minutes. Pauline gonna come and talk about an event that they're having, a golf tournament, which is gonna be helping me, hopefully, and she's gonna tell you a little bit about the event that's coming up on Saturday. Okay, Pauline, I'm gonna give you a moment, so you let them know. Then Scott gave them a moment. Go ahead.
Okay, one of the community events, and we will be having several community events in the coming future, and certainly focused around small business and nonprofit, so the community can get these resources. But on Friday, September the 12th, we will have the Sienna Golf Tournament for the Moses Malone Foundation.
Okay.
And you can go online. They're on social media, as well as MosesEMaloneFoundation.org to get more information.
Okay.
And we will be getting more information from them soon. Thank you so much.
All righty.
you.
I thought you had another event that you're doing today. Are you doing something today with Texas Student Hospital?
That will be tomorrow with the NFL Wives.
Okay.
Where can we get that information from? The website?
Okay.
I'll get it to you through Miss Scott.
Okay.
And you can
All
put it
right.
on Safe Communities.
All right.
Can I share
Thank you so
an
much.
event as well?
Okay.
Okay,
Go
just
ahead.
a quick second. We're having a mental health event. It's called Together We Are Stronger Family Fun Day.
Okay.
It's being held Saturday, October 11th at Kitty Hollow Park from 11:30 to 3:30. We
Okay.
will have resource booths.
Say that again, the date again.
October 11th.
Okay.
Yes. And so if you're interested, if you are mental health, wellness related, any type of resources for the community, you can get a free resource booth to
Okay.
set up. You can get the information from our website at www.aboldstoryneverends.org.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
So
thank
you will
you.
send us the information, but we can share it for you.
Yes, I will definitely.
Okay.
I
That
definitely
sounds
do
great.
That. Yes.
All righty. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for out there listening. We had a wonderful, wonderful event. And before we close out, I always say that I'd like to thank Mr. Mike Kahn and Cena Kahn for allowing me to do this show every week and sponsor the program. And I thank them so much. We're going into this year we're going to be celebrating our 7th year. Well, next year we're going to celebrate our 7th year. So we're going to have a ball, right? All righty. So I just wanted to say to everyone out there that listen, you don't know what people are going through. When you see somebody, smile and tell them you love them. You may not know the person, but you don't know what that does to them. Just say hello today. How are you doing today, right? And I love you. You never know. But we always say at the end of our show, this is what we do at Safe Communities Radio Talk Show. Okay. Dr. Allen, tell them what we do.
We love you. Cynthia Allen, love you.
Okay.
I love all my sunshiners out there.
Okay. Just want to say, Radio Dabang love you. And Radio Dabang, a talk show, Safe Communities. We love you. And guess what? It ain't nothing you can do about it. Hey, hey, hey. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy it. And God bless.